Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Steph from the Hot Moving Podcast. So, I want to get to this early today, caught up in just usual adulting stuff. However, I had to talk about this before I tuck it in for the evening. Man, another late night vid. So, thank y'all for watching this. Please like, subscribe, man. Appreciate you guys so much. Let's get closer to 2,000 subscribers, man. I appreciate just everybody who's been with me or new to the channel. Still growing, but let's get into it, man. Enough housekeeping. So Stephen A. Smith and Pat McAfee apparently had some beef. Okay, so this is an article referencing New York Post. Look, ESPN's Stephen A. Smith, Pat McAfee engaged in fiery, vulgar argument per report. ESPN's Pat McAfee and Stephen A. Smith, two of the sport network's biggest television stars, recently engaged in an explosive argument over creative differences, according to a report from Ryan Glassspiegel, if I said that right, of the New York Post. Per Glass-Spiegel, McAfee called Smith a mother F after the two disagreed on the path of a project that Smith is working on through his own production company, Mr. Stephen A. Smith Productions, that will air on ESPN. The argument got so heated that Smith banned McAfee from appearing on his show First Take, where McAfee had weekly Tuesday appearances scheduled during the football season. The reporter reached out for comment, and they both said that the animosity was resolved. Interesting. McAfee said, "I have nothing but love for Stephen A. Smith. I think I still welcome to First Take. I was scheduled through football season to join on Tuesdays. Hopefully next year that will happen as well." Smith said this about McAfee, and Pat McAfee and I have no issue, and the notion that he'd be banned from First Take is BS. Smith said, "We're number one, and he absolutely contributed to us remaining number one." McAfee was asked to come on each Tuesday through Super Bowl. He did just that, and he came on the air. McAfee wants to be on First Take next season. He will be. Smith later on said that he hoped he will not have to repeat himself on the nonsense again. All's that ends well, even if there's disagreement. Certainly sounds like it was water. Okay, man. Look, it was not going to take long before Stephen A. Smith butted head with Pat McAfee on something. Okay, Stephen A. Smith is not going to be the one to publicly say anything negative about Pat McAfee. You know, when Pat McAfee came on, he's like, "Oh, we're happy to bring him to the network," and yada, yada, yada. You know what I'm saying? Stephen A. Smith is not really in a position of strength as he thinks he is. Stephen A. Smith knows that. Or maybe he doesn't. I don't know. But either way, though, when Pat McAfee came on, he can't be against that. And also he's getting paid a nice bag from ESPN, so it was in Stephen A's best interest to play ball. So all the on-camera stuff was all fine and dandy, but when it came down to brass tacks and doing business and all this, whatever project with Stephen A. Smith's production company that somehow Pat McAfee was involved in, it got testy, and the real Stephen A. Smith came out. Stephen A. Smith is angry right now. I'm not going to call a man who's making $12 million a year or 10, whatever it is, desperate. But he is desperate, and in my opinion, to secure a big bag. And because he knows his contract is up after next year, I believe. And he wants to position himself. He's building all these, he's building his YouTube channel and his own production company, trying to build more value, something he should have been doing a while ago. That he needs to show, he's a company guy, so he needs to somehow in his mind still prove to the networks that I'm still worth retaining, and not only worth retaining, get a nice contract similar to Pat McAfee's or bigger. When Pat McAfee first joined, Stephen A. Smith was like, "Well, this is great news because wait till when I ask for money," right? So this is the first slippage we've seen so far, and this got leaked behind the scenes. Now, listen, they said they quelled it. Cool. There's no issue anymore. They're moving on. Okay, Pat McAfee's not banned, but I can definitely believe that Stephen A. Smith, in the heat of the moment, was trying to get him banned from the show. I can see that happening when Stephen A. gets angry. He wants to become scorched earth. All right, he's the executive producer. We're number one, blah, 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 blah. And, you're starting to see that, listen, man, First Take, the show will be number one because it's just by default based on the platform it's on ESPN. Doesn't matter if you want to start adding Ryan Clark in to talk ball now, all of a sudden making that brother work extra hard for that $2 million. not trying to throw shade at Ryan, get your money, homie, but you gonna work like a pack mule for that money. You see the rise of JJ Redick. You see the rise, obviously, of Shannon Sharpe, right? The stakes are getting high right now. Stephen A. Smith feels the pressure. That pressure is building that value to make money. And I don't think this will be the first dispute that gets leaked. Stephen A. Smith will most likely address this at some point. Everything's all good, yeah, whatever. But we know what time it is for Stephen A. Smith. You see what's happening. He sees what's happening to his boy Skip Bayless on the Fox. FS1, that show is going down the drain. And Stephen A. Smith does not want to be on the outside looking in, getting booted potentially or not getting re-signed to be on his own network on ESPN, right? On his own show that he's executive producer of. Man, this won't be the last dispute, but very interesting. Let me know what you guys think about all this, man. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. I'm out.